Alright guys, so I'm going to go through some Patreon requests, starting off with my good friend Jason Voorhees 2011, who asked me to do a Patreon request of a three-way crossover involving Hellsing, Corpse Princess, and Spawn. So, let's get into it. So I haven't really talked about Corpse Princess, like, at all, but it was an anime. For those who don't know, Corpse Princess was an anime that essentially was about... I think it was from the same guy who did Bleach, which I've never seen Bleach. I never really was a big Bleach fan, so I can't really tell you the quality. But basically, it was an anime that centered around this young man who finds out that his adoptive brother is a part of a group of monks who use these things called shikabane hime, which are women who are brought back from the dead to be like undead soldiers. I'm really like just kind of giving you the cliff notes, but that's basically where we are. Anyway, so here we go with this crossover. So the story is centered in Japan, and essentially what has happened is that we start off with the main character Makina and Tama, her monk, and the two of them are battling a new shikabane, which is an undead spirit. The two of them are doing battle with this demon, with this shikabane, and then it does something crazy. It basically, like, morphs. It, like, transforms and becomes something else. Like, it becomes more demonic. And they're like, that's not normal. And in fact, that is not normal. They do manage to kill it, but the thing of it is like, I've never seen a body do, like, a shikabane, like, twist and morph the way it did. And it got stronger. Are they learning? Are they getting stronger? What's going on here? What is going on is that there is someone or someone's pulling the strings on this whole affair. So as the group, as the team, they're going to find out soon, because it turns out that Spawn, Al's just chilling in New York. He's just kind of like all up there, just kind of like, I'm just here, I'm just chilling in New York, and he more or less finds out that through the news, like, he's just kind of like brooding in the city, and then he sees one of the homeless people using a spare TV, like using a TV they found, and he looks on the news as like, strange killings going on in Japan, and they're all being seen as demonic forces. Well, some people are claiming it's demonic forces. Well, Al is like, guess I'm going to Japan because something don't feel right. So Al uses his power to travel to Japan. Meanwhile, in London, what has happened is that obviously the word has gotten out about these new shikabane, and it turns out that the Hellsing organization has been aiding the monks for all this time. Essentially, there's been like this partnership between the Hellsing organization and the monk and this order of monks. They've been more or less like, what goes on is that the monks protect the East. The Hellsing organization protects the West. So there are like two different jurisdictions, but they've been more like the Hellsing organization is like, these guys have guarded our eastern flank for as long as they can, but they're running out of monks, and they're running out of shikabane hime. And Alucard is like, why would you even trust shikabane hime? And Alucard is like, they're just undead ghouls. And Integra goes, well, hello, Pot. Nice of you to call the kettle black. And he's like, shut up. But Alucard explains, like, shikabane hime are brought back in a very, like, it's almost like hair, like, it's not the same way. It's like, it's kind of like a kind of prejudice where Alucard points out that, like, vampires are brought into the world through, willing means. Here, it's like unwilling. Like, they just see it as, like, the shikabane hime are brought back through unwilling, whereas vampires are usually, like, it's like you willingly choose it. And it's more like Alucard's just mad that someone is out there making someone into monsters against their will when it should be a choice, and Alucard always wants someone to choose human. But Integra's like, look, I don't care about what you feel about it. Just, you need to. I am sending you and the police girl to Japan to assist in these new battles with the shikabane, and see if it's something like that could be that could be Millennium related. And she's like, and Alucard's like, you think it could be Millennium related, or do you just want to assume? And she's like, it could, never. You always expect the unexpected. So we have all these forces gathering, and meanwhile, what's really going on? What's really going on is that these Shikabane are actually getting more and more demonically powered, because guess who's in fucking Japan? That's right, the Violator. Violator, or as he's known as Clown, is a clown is a clown as Violator, or Violator Clown, whatever you want to call him. Sorry, I'm getting tongue tied. Violator is in Japan, and he's actually working with the Major. He's actually working with Millennium. Reason being is because Millennium has been experimenting on Shikabane and wanting to use them for like a new shock troop. And the reason they brought in Violator is that Violator actually approached them and is like, hey guys, if you help us, with these Shikabane, if we help you, upgrade these Shikabane to your specifications, maybe you can open up the door. You can use that those Nazi machines of yours to open up some portals to hell. It turns out that ages ago, Millennium did experiment on opening doorways to hell at the behest of the Fuhrer, behest of Hitler. So it's a little fucked. It's pretty fucked up. It's all around fucked up. So of course, when Alucard and Spawn both show up in Japan, Alucard is immediately aware that something's not right, and he's like, "Police girl, go find the monks. I need to attend to something else." And and she's like, "Fine, fuck me, I guess." She goes to meet with Machina and the monks, and meanwhile, Spawn and Alucard engage in one another. Like, they do battle, and it turns out that Alucard does know what a Hellspawn is, because he did battle with one 8 centuries ago. That one being Cagliostro. Yeah, in here, Alucard did battle with Cagliostro when he was, or Sir John. They always kind of, for some reasons, they always change the names. It's either Cagliostro or Sir John. It feels like they make the characters flip-flop, and that's Todd McFarlane for you. So yeah, Cagliostro and Alucard did battle back when he was Vlad Dracula, and he lost that fight. And so Alucard is like, "You're a new Hellspawn, aren't you? I've heard rumblings about a new Hellspawn in America, but I never really bothered with you because you didn't seem like like you'd be worth the fight." And that's when Alucard just gets blasted a hole through him, and he's like, and Al is like, "Am I now worth the fight now, bitch?" And he's like, "Oh yes, you are." So Alucard and Spawn just break out in a fight. Alucard, while he is powerful, he clearly understands that like the Hellspawn he's battling is clearly got an edge on him. And I know what everyone's thinking, "Oh, Alucard could totally beat Spawn." No, he could not. I am telling you this as a Hellsing fan. I have read enough Spawn comics to know Alucard is Al Simmons is a Mary Sue to the utmost degree. He's an edgelord Mary Sue. You can't beat this fucker. God and Satan couldn't beat him. What makes you think even the king of the vampires in that universe, in the Spawn universe, couldn't beat him? So yeah. Also, Al Simmons is connected to vampires. He has a vampire lineage. So Alucard does bring that up. He's like, "I can smell the undead off of you," So eventually the two get into such a big fight that it does attract several Shikabane Hime from the Order, and Alucard's like, "Ah, I see we have made it quite the disturbance." So all three are now gathered together, and they're like, "Well, we know about the Hellsing organization, but what are you?" And that's when the monks are like, "You're a Hellspawn. You are an you're an unholy being that the monks have written about." And he's like, "Yeah, I get that." Al's like, "I get that a lot, but I'm here to help, and because I know what we're fighting." And he explains it's I think it's a demon I know. His name is Violator. He goes by Clown. He's a little fucker that I really hate, and if you don't want it, look, like Spawn's already like being the, you know, the drama queen, Al Simmons being the drama queen that he is already like, look, I don't fucking need you guys, alright? I don't fucking need any of you. I will go out on my own to deal with this situation myself. I don't even know, like, what do you even do? So, Alucard, like, it's Ceres, not Alucard, excuse me, who is like, look, maybe we should all pool our resources together, and we can all work together to figure out what the problem is. So it's about that time where they get attacked by these new, these demonically Nazi Shikabane monsters, and the three, all three parties get together and fight off these monsters, which are being led by who else? Violator. And Violator's like, Al, I'm so glad you came. I was kind of hoping to bring these fuckers to your alleyway, but you just saved me the trouble. Excuse me. So battle rages on, and Violator actually turns into his demon form to battle Alucard. And Alucard is like, yeah, I've never fought a demon, I've never tasted demon blood before. And Violator goes, and you're still not gonna. And Violator and Alucard do battle. Alucard does manage to wound Violator. That's with a little help from Ceres, who uses Harkonnen just to blow a hole through Violator's shoulder. And he's like, oh, fuck you, bitch. And they get away. The team does pursue, and it leads to this Nazi base that was actually that once belonged to the Japanese Axis group that was part of Millennium. Yeah, in here there was a Japanese chapter of Millennium, and this old base is a part of it, and this is where they use like ancient magic and shit. So Al's like, they're trying to open a portal to hell. We got to stop them, and using his power and the monk's power and the Tama's power and pooling it together, they manage to shut the doorway before it opens up and blow the place to shit. Villains get away. Everyone's like, well, I guess we're all cool now. No, we're not. Fuck all. Like, Spawn's like, I don't want to see your asses again, and just leaves. And even Alucard's like, God, fucking drama queen here. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much the Patreon request involving Spawn, Alucard, and Spawn, Hellsing, and Corpse Princess. I'd like to thank Jason Voorhees 2011 for this Patreon request and continued patronage. And as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon, where you guys can hit the 4th tier, where you guys start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube, as well as check out the exclusive content over on Patreon as well. That lets you get access to everything. I recently just did a video about my review on Renfield. So if you want my thoughts on Renfield, as well as check out the other exclusive videos over on there. I have been I've recently gotten back into doing videos. It's just my personal life has just been a little, shall we say, hectic. So it's just kind of barred me. But there are going to be more videos coming, like movie reviews and whatnot. But anyway, so like I said, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon. You guys start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.